Hello everyone, Fatty from Pack-a-Punch Traders here. Going to make a quick video reviewing the week, some lessons, and what I'm doing right and wrong. So let's just dive into this. The best trade I had on Friday, RDBX here. So we got a beautiful multi-day breakout here, setting up with a multi-week breakout as well. So we see that 11 is a key area. We also know that it is a low float in a pretty decent sector. And if not that, you could see the strength behind this play over the past month, 2 months. It's just continually, gradually going up, making higher lows, dipping on lighter volume, and then coming back with some decent buying. And then, yes, it gets stuffed again. But what happens here? Holds right around a whole dollar, $half level at 10 with a low float on a Friday, leading to a Friday low float short squeeze with a breakout right above. This is really just showing that it can't really push much lower, and this selling that came through isn't enough to push it down even more. It's pretty much absorbing all of this selling and is still holding up, showing some strength. So when Friday came around, we got this bunch up here. It was holding up very well. It was perking up, getting up above previous high a day pretty much, lining up right with it. So I was seeing this as a pretty good sign for a potential test of the 11 break, which it was just under, like 5% or so. And from there, I was thinking we could possibly get to 15, as that's the next key level. After 10, I kind of see every $5 as a super key level. But after that, we got 19, 20. But first up, we got some resistance right around the 14s here from late 2021. So I was just gonna sell into that spike, and considering how things were moving throughout the week, things have really been taking off. Let's see. Let's go through a couple plays. There's HUSA pushing nicely. I'm not even getting the right ones here. There was some insane movers. AERC. There was not TNXP. HTCR, another one that kept pushing. These are just a couple ones off the top of my head that are, not giving that quick 20-30% move and giving up. They're holding up. They're confirming these breakout areas, making another consolidation support area, and pushing higher. So, RDBX, I was seeing after this whole week where I was leaving a lot on the table, I decided to be more patient. I'm like, everything's holding up. These breakouts are pushing a lot further than expected. It's a low float, holding trend, not just intraday, but also on the daily. It's looking very well. Very good here. So once it confirms 11, I'm even more excited. But I got in early as I couldn't resist this high daybreak. It confirmed it. Everything was looking good. I was thinking, all right, we're really close to the breakout level. We could just push through and confirm and keep going. Or if I get in here and this thing fails, I'm risking about 5%, right around VWAP, 10 teens, 10 20s. So I wasn't really too concerned with that risk reward. I thought it was pretty good. If this sets up nicely, we could get the move that I'm looking for, which ended up happening. And I only had small size, 300 shares, as it was failing to break down here. 1063 was my entry, and then from there it was just patience. There was a couple times where I really wanted to sell, but if you can see here, there was just so much buying. What kept me calm was noticing how much buying was coming in on the perks, and when it did dip, there really wasn't much of a sell-off and much pressure behind it. As you can see, there aren't many red candles you could visibly see here. Until it really gets overextended, then you get the heavy selling and hard pullback. So that's really it. Just buying at a key support area or near it as it's failing to break down with good float, good volume, and I'm looking to sell into or near a key area as resistance after a solid run up where buyers might not keep coming in and propping the play up, and then sellers might come in after a solid push higher and start betting against it. So that was really all that happened. RDBX was my best play. I did take EFOI. This one I was up 10%. I got it at 242. It's a multi-day bounce. That's how I saw it. It just wasn't that far off the highs, which is why I didn't really like it. But I couldn't help myself seeing that high day break over 240 in the morning. I got in at 242, and then it held up, and I decided not to add. I was sitting on my hands. I had a trade or two that weren't that good on TNXP throughout the week, and it was acting quite similarly to TNXP. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna sit on my hands. If this thing takes off, okay, I might be able to get 50 cents to $1 out of this, as some of these bounces have been taking off as well. One example, here's AUVI, that example, the multi-day bounce that just took off. It was pre-market, but even gave it a nice push here. So a lot of things are just kind of pushing a lot further than they usually are this week. And if that continues on into this next week, I will be approaching trading the same way as we did this week, looking for the sector trades or tickers that are holding up their gains, failing to really break down. And if they do kind of break down, on what volume are they coming back to key areas where shorts could get squeezed out and just be on their toes? So if there are enough buyers to sustain the selling, just absorb it and keep coming in, we can possibly see a squeeze from these moves. So gonna approach things same way as this week if that momentum continues, and be a little bit more patient, and maybe even take a little bit more size. We're seeing how this past week a lot more plays are working, so work with it. This is what we're always waiting for. We always talk about when the market warms up. I know it's only been a week, but we'll see how much longer this could continue. But this is the action we look for. This is the time where you really could make some serious money in a matter of a couple days, a week, and if this continues, a couple weeks, a month. Um, so that's kind of been it for the week. Just buying at key levels, sticking to my patterns, a lot of multi-day bounces as there is a lot of parabolic moves, and breakouts. Those are going to be my two main plays. Breakouts as these things fail to break down and shorts get squeezed out, and then after they take off and give us a solid push, we're going to be looking for the multi-day bounce. RDBX did not give that push, but let's see, there's another one out there. AERC, this one's still holding up. This could set up for another breakout. It's completely failing to break down. Now, if it does get stuffed here, fantastic. Let's let it fail and then play the bounce again. I did play the bounce on this day here. So those are really going to be the two patterns I focus on. When the market is hot, that's all I'm trying to get. That front side, take my quick gains, maybe be a little bit more patient since things are really pushing, as we said. And then after they take off, wait for shorts to take over. They get their angle. They're up 30, 50%. Once people see that it's at a discount price, it's down so much within a day or two, and shorts are in control, buyers are going to come back. They're going to see, oh, this is definitely a discount. It's down 50% in a short period of time, and it was just taken off 150+%. Yeah, why not? This thing could probably get back up there and maybe move higher. I'm not thinking that, but I'm going to be needing those dip buyers that are thinking like that to come in so that it could get propped up a bit. And then shorts recognize that momentum shift. And then they're going to start covering their position, their short position, locking in gains, showing more buying on the level 2 in volume. So that will lead to that push. So that's pretty much it. That is all I kind of got this week. Be patient, let the play develop, let plays come to you. Don't force anything because it is a pretty decent environment this week. Thinking anything and everything is just going to take off. That doesn't have to be the case. Focus on what's hot. The eyes are going to be there, and as we always say, let things make a range, consolidate, then judge the volume and which direction it chooses, and just piggy bank off the move. That's essentially what we do here. What's another good example? It's HUSA, good one. Let's check this out. So it's a trade on the week. Yeah. So this one had a breakout, as you can see here. Buying as it's failing to break down on the dip, Not much selling really going on behind the pullback compared to the push higher. At a breakout level, failing to break down, I took a stab at it, and then we got some more volume and it pushed higher. This was a bit choppy, but this is what we're looking at. Buying at key areas while it's dipping. I don't want to buy as it's breaking because then it could get stuffed. I want to buy it when, how do we word this? Because on the way up, like, it's easy to say, okay, just because it's going up, it could easily just pull back. But you have nowhere to base it off of. That's really it. Here, if you're buying on the break, you're really risking 612. You're risking the 570s. And, as it's going up, you're just increasing your risk at that point. That's really all it is. So when you buy it back on the dip, when it's stabilizing, your risk reward is better, and you could get some more buying as it fails to break down and shorts get squeezed. So that's kind of been the week. Just buying at key areas and being patient. It's really all it's been. Multi-day bounces haven't been working for me this week. I will say that. TNXP has been a dud. AERC was really the only one. Did I go over HTCR? That was a very nice move. Yeah, HTCR, another solid play that I had. And guess what we were doing? We had a breakout around 180 or so. Let me remember this one. Because we had the push 175, 180 right here. Yep. We had a little bit of resistance here. Low float, low market cap. It was doing good volume. Everything we talk about. Uptrending and failing to really break down. Holding its gains very well. Very tight up near the highs. And I thought I had pretty good risk reward on this play here. I did chase a little bit, but at the same time, I saw that it did have a solid base and that we are making higher lows. Volume is increasing. Everything we're always talking about that we're looking for to increase our odds of the play working in our favor. So all we did here, buy near a key area around 180 as it's failing to crack it on a low float. Next resistance area I'm seeing in this was the 250s. So, oh, not 250, sorry. That was actually the other one. We had, I believe, 210-ish as well. The low twos here. So we had right around 230, 2-ish. We got a couple areas where it topped out here in late April. So I was going off of the low twos being a key area of resistance. But what did this thing do? Completely failed to keep breaking down. And that led to the amazing squeeze. It just really took off. If I was just a little bit more patient, could have got some more. But still, good little angle. Took a good part of the move, and that's all you could do. Rinse and repeat. So this thing's getting a bit long, and I've been kind of repetitive, so we'll just wrap it up there. Hope everyone had a great week, or at least learned something. And let's just refresh ourselves now, study up a bit, finish this weekend good, and come back tomorrow ready for some action. Have a great one, everyone.